What is the sugar allowance for adult and a kid both?
And just make sure the word hydrogenated is not written on the oil. That's very bad for the body.
But canola is not manufactured here, right?
25 gram, that Amul cube has 350 milligram of salt.
So sugar gives cough?
Yes. So that my kids, like tomorrow is Sunday, we are going to get something from outside. Today I have to eat this khichdi.
Hi, welcome to Food Pharmacy Podcast. Today with us we have dietitian Anoli. She has experience of 9 years in the field of dietetics. She's a meal planner and an expert recipe curator. So we are going to explore how meal planning, recipe curation can help us to improve our daily lifestyle and improve our family's health. Welcome to our show. We are so happy to have you.
Thank you, Rajasri, for having me here. Yes, I would like to give my expert opinion on how family meal planning and recipe creation can alter and may help you become more healthier.
As you're an expert in the field of dietetics, a lot of people come to you with questions, what should we eat? How should we lose weight?
Yes.
What should I give to my kid? So in this podcast, we're going to talk exactly about how can we transform our health via transforming our kitchen.
Yes, so eating healthy and actually starts with preparing healthy food at home. So whoever is the main cook at home needs to follow few guidelines or a few methods while preparing the food.
As we are talking about kitchen staples, what about oils? How should we consume oils, and which are the safe oils?
So in the market, there are the number of refined and hydrogenated oils are available in bulk, but you are supposed to choose cold pressed, virgin. Virgin means kachi ghani. So if you get kachi ghani, cold pressed oils, doesn't matter if it's sunflower, if it's canola, if it's rice bran, or if it's peanut. Switch to these oils. Now again, with oils, you're supposed to choose oils that has low omega-3 to omega-6 to 3 ratio, because that's the minute the oil has more omega-6, it's inflammatory. It creates inflammation in your body.
Okay.
Peanut oil, it has a high omega-6 to 3 ratio.
But place where we are living, Gujarat,
Yes.
we only use peanut oil. All our lives we have used
Use peanut oil.
So what is the switch to that?
Canola is a great alternative right now.
But canola is not manufactured here, right?
It's not manufactured here, but you get a cold pressed version of it. But it has a similar fatty acid profile to olive oil. It is high in MUFA.
Okay.
And we're already using ghee. Homemade ghee is rich in saturated fatty acid, which is good. You don't want another oil that is also rich in saturated fatty acid.
Okay.
You want to balance that fatty acid profile for the entire family.
Right.
You also get rice bran oil, you also get sunflower, safflower gold, but make sure it's not refined. Prefer cold pressed.
Okay. So cold press oils are safer to
Yes,
have.
cold pressed oils are safer to
And
have.
the
And
variety. Unrefined cold press
Yes.
oil is what we have to look in the tag when
Yes,
we buy
definitely.
an oil.
And just make sure the word hydrogenated is not written on the oil. That's very bad for the body. Yes.
Hydrogenated should not be there, but when we are buying in like a big bulk,
Yes. The
oils
cost
are
is
usually bought in like a bulk.
yes.
So at that point, canola and rice bran cannot be bought in such a bulk. The availability of those oils
Yes.
is comparatively less.
Yes.
So do you advise switching oils on a weekly basis, or
So what you can do is
Alternative.
you can do oil rotation. Every month you can switch oils if that's a concern. But make sure that the ghee you use is homemade ghee. So one oil should be homemade ghee. And peanut oil, try and restrict it as much as possible. If it's possible to switch, please go for it. And leave peanut oil only for deep frying. So the way you choose oil is higher the smoking point, better for frying, and not good for cooking. Simple.
Okay.
So from the smoking point, you'll come to know whenever you're cooking, peanut oil has a higher smoking point because it has more saturated fatty acid. Coconut oil is also a better alternative for cooking. For example, if you're cooking South Indian, then use coconut oil. Something like that. Like I think in most households, once in a week, South Indian is cooked. Then why not use coconut oil, virgin coconut oil in that?
Okay. But the taste of coconut oil is not acceptable.
That's why I only restrict to the South Indian food.
Okay.
So keep a smaller bottle for it in your house. You need a good planning for this, like which oil to use when, depending on the number of family members in your house, on your budget. That requires a detailed planning actually.
Okay.
Yes.
So we would the ideal way to understand is we have to do a monthly oil rotation
Yes.
of different oils,
Yes.
which are palatable,
Yes.
and for frying it should be a different oil,
And
for a saute or for curries
Yes,
it
should be a different oil. Olive oil is for sauteing.
To be little healthier than what we have been so far.
Yes. And there are also now no oil cooking recipes also which are there. So if you switch to one of those recipes, for example, say something like khichdi, where you can avoid adding oil while cooking, prefer that, and then you can add ghee from top. That will be a much healthier option than using oil in cooking. So wherever possible, make those minor switches.
Right. But what about olive oil?
Olive oil is actually, because it's high in MUFA, it has a lower smoke point. So you cannot use it for Indian cooking. Yes, for light sauteing, for adding it in your salads, or for making a chillas or something that doesn't require much smoke. For example, even if you're making parathas or something, don't use oil while cooking. Cook the paratha without oil and then add it from top, whether it's ghee or olive oil, doesn't matter. But don't cook it with oil.
Being in Ahmedabad city and Gujarat, we've seen people fry all the paratha.
Yes, don't do that.
So much of oil is used.
And look at the smoke that comes out, and it destroys the pan also. So you are actually at a loss. You are actually ruining so many things.
Right. So ideally, it should not be like we should not be we should not cook a paratha in any oil. We can apply it.
Yes.
We can apply ghee after the paratha is cooked.
Yes, after the paratha is cooked.
Okay.
So as you know, there are 5 major food groups like whole grains. So we start with whole grains. The staple whole grain in our kitchen is whole wheat and rice.
Yeah.
So now with rice, because there's so much food adulteration out there, normally rice is adulterated with chalk and sugar. So before you prepare rice, it has to be washed 3 times so that white water gets discarded. Some of the starch also gets discarded.
Okay.
And you need to soak it overnight.
Okay.
And the next morning you need to open boil it and then refrigerate it once it's cooled. The reason why you refrigerate is you're actually converting the starch into resistant starch.
Right.
So it works as a prebiotic for your stomach and is very good for diabetic also.
Okay.
So basically one of my patients, when they switch to this method, their PP2 base reduced from 200 to 109.
By storing the rice after
Yes,
cooking.
by eating that refrigerated rice. Of course you can always reheat it again. But minimal 4 hours and maximum 12, not more than 12.
Okay.
Yes.
But rice is something we really like to eat it hot and steamed.
As I
soon as
said,
it
yes.
is cooked.
But that's not good for diabetic patients, again, as I said.
Okay.
So,
but generally people can have the steamed rice.
yes, they can. If they are not diabetic, yes, you can. But then you'll have to portion control that.
Okay.
So that steamed rice cannot be used to prepare a pulao or biryani, because in that you require the proportion of rice to be more than that of vegetables.
Okay.
So it's all about using a prebiotic rice. And you can always reheat it and cook it again. It won't really matter. The taste won't be compromised.
Right. So we understand the concept of how should we eat the rice.
Yes.
This is like a staple.
Yes. Every
house
household has
would,
it. Yes.
Eat rice every
Yes.
day. Kid would eat it. Adult would eat it.
Yes, definitely.
But what about whole grains like whole wheat? And
Yes.
we see a lot of variety in wheat which is upcoming, and
Yes.
also there is a version of wheat which is called maida.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between a whole wheat and a maida?
So maida is a refined version of whole wheat flour, and even rava is actually made from whole wheat. Now what happens is the whole wheat, now it's it's a hybrid version. It's not that fresh organic whole wheat. So with that you need to be very careful when preparing wheat recipes. Because when you buy something from the packet, like the ready-made multigrain atta, the whole wheat atta, it has been stripped of its nutrients. So it's better to get a freshly grounded flour, or if you have a chakki at home, that's even better. Or you take whole grains, organic whole grain that you just have at food pharmacy also. You buy that, give it to the person who makes the flour, and you use that. That will be a much healthier version of whole wheat flour. Now maida is definitely a big no-no. You cannot have that on daily basis. So try and avoid it as much as possible.
Okay, but the texture that a whole wheat gives and a maida gives,
Definitely.
it's very different.
Yes, because it's very refined. It's refined to the level that all the nutrients have gone.
How is it refined?
The way they process it in the factory, they sieve it a lot, and then the way it's actually made, They add some chemical agents also to give it that fresh white color. So all of that is going to hinder your body also.
Okay.
So stay away from that. And rava, again, in the market, it's made from whole wheat. So it's a less refined version of whole wheat. So rava is not 100% healthy
So
compared to whole
suji
wheat. Yes.
is made from whole wheat.
Yes.
And it has similar properties like of a maida.
No. It's similar to whole wheat. It's between maida and whole wheat. So it's not.
It's safe to have.
It's safe to have. But again, you have the source has to be right. If you get an organic semolina, that's very good. But don't go for other products. It has to be organic.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. But availability of organic suji is not there.
So then we'll have to reduce the frequency of eating it.
Okay.
So that's another
So
option.
what's an alternative of wheat if we want to switch from whole wheat to some other grain?
So if you want to still get a whole wheat like then a barley, jav is a better alternative because it has more fiber than wheat. And again, millets. Millets also are a better option than wheat. So millets including morayo, kodri. Kodo millet has similar consistency to rava. So all your rava preparation can be replaced with kodri, and it's a diabetic grain. So kodo millet is a good alternative, and even kids can have it. It's light on the stomach. Morayo, the fasting grain. Ragi, bajra. Bajra is not a summer grain; it's a winter grain. But jowar and all those millets are better than wheat.
Okay.
And your rajagra.
The way we use wheat, so we make a roti from wheat.
Yes.
We use it in multiple recipes as well.
Yes.
Beside roti, we also use it in making our sweets.
Yes,
All of that can be replaced with the alternatives that you have suggested.
it can be. Yes, wheat can be replaced. Now again, while you make roti, again the recipe has to be altered a bit. For example, you can include my signature dal puree recipe to increase the protein content of the roti itself.
Okay.
So what happens is you're removing the oil, you're replacing that with dal puree. So you increase the fiber and protein, you reduce the fat, and that same atta can be used for making paratha. That same atta can be used for making a pizza base. So basically, you've increased the protein intake and fiber of your entire family by just making this minor change.
So as you've spoken about wheat, rice, oil, which is our staple, what about salt and sugar?
Okay, now that's a big concern in the family because we have the habit of adding salt from top also, which is a big no-no. Make sure that the level of salt in the cooking is enough to satisfy your taste buds. You don't need additional. In salt we have three varieties. You have black salt, pink salt, and table salt. You get iodized table salt also. So if you're somebody who is not very comfortable with pink and black salt, switch to iodized salts so that the iodine level requirement is also met in the family. And if somebody is suffering from hypothyroidism, that also will be taken care of. If you need to actually add salt from top, then prefer pink salt or black salt.
Okay.
That's the only two salt that can be added from top. If you're somebody who has to do it or you need it, you can't stay without it, then that's one option. But try and minimize it.
Okay.
And wherever possible, you don't need to add salt in every meal. For example, if sabji and dal has the salt, you don't need to add salt in the roti. You don't need that. You're going to have it.
To add salt in a roti.
Remove it from the
It's not
paratha.
required.
It's not required. You don't need to add salt in the rice because you're going to have it with something else. Yes, for the kids, if you're going to feed them alone, then you can always add pinch of pink salt or black salt from top. That's always there. But avoid salt wherever you can. Minimize it because our requirement is only 2000 milligram.
And we are eating way
Excess.
fast.
And forget about the packet food that they are loaded with salts. For example, Amul cheese cube, that's loaded with salts.
And high salt.
Like 25 gram has around 25 gram, that Amul cube has 350 milligram of salt. 350. Imagine feeding your child 1 cube of Amul daily. What will do to its body? Not even once in a week, you can't eat that.
Yeah.
So you need to play around with the ratio of the cheese also.
Right. So pink salt and black salt we can add from the top.
Organic again.
Organic.
Yes.
Okay.
Organic. again.
Finding organic pink salt and a rock like a black salt would be a task.
It's not because we have stores like Food Pharmacy that is procuring organic products. So people have access to it. It's not that they don't. If it's father, you can purchase it online also. You just have to make that effort and find the right product.
Yeah, exactly. And what about sugar?
Again, sugar is a big concern. Not only
White
for
sugar has taken over the
refined.
market, just not in
Yes.
food products but our kitchens as well.
And You have to try and replace again white sugar with jaggery and honey wherever possible, wherever you can. Try and minimize the intake. Again, with white sugar, you have raw, unrefined sugar options also available. For example, True Stories, they have come up with raw, unrefined sugar. Switch to that if you need to add sugar in your tea. So that's a better alternative than
Like
the
a brown sugar or
again brown
unrefined sugar.
Unrefined, yes.
Which is not safe, but
not safe.
Alternative.
Calorie wise, they are the same. Everything is same, but at least it's less
Chemical.
processed. Yes.
less chemical.
Brown sugar again in the market. Which one are you choosing? The raw,
Organic.
unrefined brown sugar, organic is better. The other ones they add molasses in that. That's how brown sugar gets its brown color.
Right.
Again, honey. You have so much available. Again, go for organic ones. You have good brands, and you all are already procuring it, so you don't need to search everywhere. Right?
Yeah, of course. So sugar, to minimize the sugar intake in the house has become a task because
Yes.
everybody wants to eat that
Yes.
sweet thing.
Exactly.
One sweet dish or
Daily.
daily
Yes.
or weekly, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It depends
It's
on
not the family.
household.
Yes.
But
So you have alternatives also with that, right?
the harm of eating sugar like that is a lot.
Yeah, because what happens in the house also we are having, and plus you're buying it from outside, the packet foods. They are also loaded with sugar. So in general, and then plus you're used to eating chocolates. That's a big concern in every household.
What is the sugar allowance for adult and a kid both?
Yes, so the RDA is actually limited to 3 teaspoons for adults. So it's quite less, that's around 15 grams per day. And imagine how much we are eating. That's just to maintain a healthy body weight. For diabetes, it's less than that. And I recently attended this diabetic conference, and there they said to try and restrict the sugar intake to less than 10% of your total daily calories. Less than 7%, actually 7 to 10%. And for diabetes, less than 5%. So imagine the level they are saying to restrict. And how much we are eating, and we're eating double or triple of that. And forget about the occasional eating also that we do. The cokes and the chocolates and the cakes. Again, with cakes, you have healthier alternatives also now in the market. You get sugar-free cakes. You get jaggery cakes. Again,
But
yeah.
speaking about sugar-free, see there are a lot of versions
Yes.
of sugar-free.
Yes.
But when a sugar-free becomes sugar-free, like an aspartame or
No,
sucralose,
that's a big no-no then.
Sucralose is still something which all the protein brands will have.
Yeah.
But when we talk about aspartame, saccharine, what would you suggest?
See, now with sugar-free also, if you're somebody who wants to go off sugar and you choose to go with sweeteners, you have to make sure then you don't have sugar in any form. Then, for example, if you add sweetener in your tea and then you're going to have that mithai, then no point of having the sweetener. It's better either you...
do that?
Yeah, do that. People do that. A mithai comes, they'll eat it, but they are going to prefer adding sweeteners in their chai. Then better you have little bit of regular sugar, then have the sweetener. Going on sweetener, the whole idea is to cut off the sugar completely. So you have to be in a good, well-planned diet. That's when the sweetener is going to work in your body. Otherwise, stay away from it. Better.
Right.
Yeah. And sweeteners actually are not good for kids also, and to some point. So for kids, prefer natural forms of sugar like jaggery, honey, dates.
Yeah.
That's a very, and in this summer.
Dates is like the safest.
Safest
because
and honey also.
It has high iron.
Yes,
and it
definitely.
has
good calorie
good
value,
calorie.
energy value. So for kids, it's a perfect.
And it gives
Yeah.
like a full feeling.
Yeah. So for kids, prefer that. Having jaggery with meal is a good way to increase the iron intake also for the kids.
Okay.
So wherever possible, try and replace sugar with jaggery and honey. For example, even in my household, for the lemon water, I prefer honey. So if they have an extra glass, you are not concerned about them catching a cough.
So sugar gives cough?
Yes, it does create cough. Yeah. Sugar is related to increase the chances of cough in kids.
Okay.
Cold and cough both. And especially the refined ones. Sugar in any form is going to create cough. Except for khan sagri, that the sugar that you get. But that also people tend to overdo. So that's why honey and jaggery are better. Jaggery you can never overdo. Try and do it. You will always restrict your jaggery intake. You can never overdo on jaggery because it is more nutritious than the regular sugar.
Right.
The more nutritious a meal, you will never be able to go overboard.
Oh, that's nice.
Because your body is getting what it wants.
Yeah. And then we restrict ourselves automatically.
Exactly. Have you overdone on khichdi anytime?
No.
Why? Because you're getting the nutrients from
Like
it.
a happy meal. It's like
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
good
kids
with
will be satisfied with eating little khichdi. But what about chips? You'll overdo on it because you're not getting anything from it. Your
We'll
body.
finish the whole pack.
Yes.
We'll want one more, probably.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So, as we're speaking about kids a lot, incorporating dals and vegetable in a kid's
Yes.
plate is a bit of a task.
Yes, yes,
But
it's a
if
bit
we
of
are
concern.
smart enough,
Yes.
we can do it.
Yes, definitely.
So, what are the smart ways of putting the vegetables, including karela,
Yeah.
and all the dals in their meals
Okay.
that
Yes.
they eat
Yes.
and then they enjoy, and the benefits are there, of
Yes.
course.
So one way you can incorporate vegetables in the kids' diet is through puree form. In a puree, you can add in multiple vegetables that don't have its own taste. For example, duthi, drumstick, tomato, beet, and carrot. They give the color, right?
Yeah.
So you can. I've come up with these two recipes: green veg dal puree and red veg dal puree, right? So you are
Okay.
incorporating tur dal or moong dal, whichever dal you want, which is cooked on that day. You don't have to cook separately. This is the trick. So with dal puree, if you are suppose you've cooked tur dal today, you just have to take little bit extra than your usual amount. You remove the puree, you remove the dal, you crush in the puree, and that dal puree can be kneaded into your roti dough. That dal puree can be combined with your veggie puree. And this vegetable dal puree can be used in multiple dishes, whether it's your khichdi, whether it's your upma, whether it's to knead the dough, or to make. I also added in the drumstick puree in my daughter's fried rice. It doesn't have its own taste.
Yeah.
I have not added any spices in it. I just put it in and mix it in the ghee bath and given it to her. She won't tell me what we've added because there is no taste. The taste comes from spices.
So make a puree and then use it in multiple ways.
recipes.
Either make a roti.
Yes, moroti dough. Yes.
Yeah. Also, there is this thing when we make paneer at home.
Yes.
The liquid
water.
That comes from that paneer is whey.
Yeah, is wait.
That we use to make parathas,
Yes, that also can be done.
which can increase the protein in the paratha.
Yes, it can. You can make lemonades also out of it, out of the whey water.
From the whey water.
Yes, you can. You just have to combine with coconut. I'm still experimenting with that recipe, but it tastes amazing. I just tried
So
once.
whey plus coconut plus lemon.
Yes.
Wow, that is a healthier, but I'm not sure how it tastes.
You have to use the coconut malai also for that.
Okay.
So for kids it's fine.
Interesting.
For adults, you need to think over it.
Because they'll pick up.
Yeah, no, because coconut has healthy fats also. So you need to play around with the planning part also with how much fat intake you need to for the adults. For kids, it's not a concern.
Right.
With the leftover water, whenever you make vegetable puree, that water that's left, I use that to have my green tea. I use that to make the kids lemonade. I use it in my khichdi. So nothing is wasted basically. Everything is
We're
utilized.
saying so when we make a vegetable broth,
The vegetable
broth,
puree, yes.
the puree. No, so you're saying the water that we boil our vegetables in,
The vegetable stock basically.
the stock,
Without any spices, yes.
that can be used as green tea.
Yes. I have my green tea in that. I make lemonade for my kids. I use it in the khichdi. I use it to make upma. Wherever the water you use in cooking. I add it back in the dal. I add the vegetable puree back in the Gujarati dal. The green one or the red one. So nothing is wasted basically.
And it's all healthy.
Yes. So the key is dudhi and drumstick puree right now because it doesn't impart any color. Again, I mix it in the coriander chutney. I mix it in the pani puri water.
Pani puri water would have drumstick.
Yes. And you won't do it.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yes.
This is new. I hope people should not come to know. If they come to know,
Don't tell your family members who is doing the cooking, they should hide it. You don't need to tell them.
Yeah.
You're just having it. Pani puri water comes from its spice mix. You don't have to keep the spice mix as it is. Play around with some other things. Think about it. Does dudhi have its own taste? No. Does galka have its own taste? No. Where does the taste come from?
Spices.
And every household has a different spice mix. Every house has a different way of cooking their meals.
Right.
So you're not changing that.
So in order to make any meal healthier, we just need to play around with the purees and the stock.
Yes.
Add it a bit and it can enhance the nutritional value.
The protein and fiber both will increase.
Which is really good for the gut health.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
And protein very good for the kids.
Yes, for their growth and everything, yes. And imagine they are having one fulka roti versus they are having one roti that's kneaded with dal puree. You'll be satisfied that it's okay. They just had one roti, but please, it's needed with dal puree or the vegetable dal puree.
Yeah, no,
It doesn't alter the color.
no,
The
I
green
think
veg dal puree doesn't alter the color.
it's brilliant, and we should try. And it's not like an extra effort.
No, it's not at all. You're just, for example, every day you're going to make dal, just do some extra. So whoever is cooking just has to make sure they're taking some extra quantity of the dal. Simple.
And the texture and the taste would remain
Same.
as of.
I'll give you one fulka roti that's normally made and one fulka that's needed with dal puree. You won't be able to spot the difference. You're having regular fulka roti.
Right.
Yes.
Speaking about parathas, and parathas are usually had in the breakfast.
Yes.
So I want to merge this topic with the breakfast and kids tiffin,
Yes.
because that is the time when we are cooking in the morning and we are packing the tiffin for the kids, and also we are serving the breakfast for the whole family. So how should an ideal breakfast scenario be like?
So again, that has to be tailored to whatever menu you plan. So for example, if you cook Mondays South Indian at night, the next day your tiffin should include something South Indian because you have the batter, you have the leftover idli,
Okay.
right? So that's what I do for my kids. So they prefer idli in breakfast on Tuesdays,
Right.
and I make dosa breakfast for my family. So it has to be planned with your dinner,
Right.
the tiffin and the breakfast. It has to go hand in hand.
And what about other days?
Say for example, on Tuesdays, if you have Gujarati at night, the next day on Wednesday you can do bhakri pizza for your kids if you made bhakri the other day. So that way even your work is less, right? Few days like you're running out of time, you can have few handy products like Slurp Farm pancake mixes, the healthy pasta that you get here from your food pharmacy. You can keep that handy. You can so that's what I prefer. On few days I give them pasta.
And what about poha, upma,
On Mondays
vermicelli?
it's poha. For me, on Mondays it's poha, and on Wednesday, one day is paratha day. So whenever we have Punjabi, the next day is paratha day. So on Wednesdays we have Punjabi, the next day is going to be paratha day for them, right? Because either you make paratha sabji or we make stuffed paratha. So next day it's the same thing. So it's like cross.
Yeah.
That's how you go.
And
Right.
also it's like a quick meal
Yes.
in the
Morning also. You already have the stuffing. You already have the atta with you. It's quicker for the mothers also to make it.
But if we have to think about a healthier tiffin,
Yes, the like a
For
tiffin
our
box.
kids.
Yes.
which should have like a fruit,
Yes.
carb-rich
So
product,
for that you do.
protein-rich product.
For that I follow healthy eating plate method for kids. So there are, if you look at any healthy eating plate, that Harvard's healthy eating plate or USD have a plate, it has whole grains, protein, vegetables and fruits. Now here's the thing, Ayurveda suggests not to combine vegetables and fruits. So you'll have to make a tweak in that. So it's just whole grains, protein and veggies, or it's just protein and fruits. You cannot combine fruits with whole grains also.
Right.
As per Ayurveda, fruits are supposed to be consumed as it is, including dry fruits, right? So when I plan my kids' tiffin box, the fruit is always combined with something that's as healthy protein and fats. So that's nuts. Now fats helps in balancing the glucose from the fruit, whether it's kids or adults.
Okay.
So you have to do that combination. So if you're putting raisins, then you put almonds with it. If you're putting banana, then you put peanut butter with it, for example. So you have to find that balance. So that can be their short break. Now, if you are doing whole grains and protein, now that's already covered in your paratha. The dal is covered with the thing, and you have vegetable stuffing. So that planning is there. When you're adding poha, you add sprouts in it. Steamed sprouts. Again, not raw.
Right.
You can't have sprouts raw. It has to be steamed.
So it's a great combination of protein and carbs.
Yes. So you have to try and balance the carbs from the poha also. So more vegetables. So the person who is cooking has to follow the plate method while preparing before cooking. So when you chop vegetables, half of the section should be just vegetables, excluding the potato. Potato cannot be part of that. Again, potato and rice, and I'll cover that later. Then the protein, then has to be sprouts, and that remaining section has to be poha. So when the person who's cooking has already done this preparation, automatically the entire family is consuming healthy. You don't have to worry about selecting things. Peanuts, again you're adding
It is
healthy
plated.
fats. Yes,
So
it's
it
plated.
sorted.
Yeah, it's sorted. So the cook, whoever is the cook of the house, has to do this planning.
Right.
You have to take your plate and do that.
And what about healthy desserts?
Yes.
How to
Now we do have good
think of
recipes
that?
out there. Yes. Healthy desserts, again, it has to be the jaggery or honey in it. there are very good mousse recipes out there in which they use making apple mousse, just chocolate and apple mousse. So you have to find these innovative recipes and cook it at home for the kids, and it's quite quick actually. Like every Sunday, I make this paneer apple chocolate mousse for my kids.
Paneer, chocolate, apple.
Yes. No
And
sugar.
it tastes
no
good?
jaggery. Yes, it is amazing. Homemade paneer, apple, and I buy chocolate that's as good amount of good sugar.
Dark chocolate or
yes. And you don't need to add anything else. Cocoa powder.
Wow.
So you have to come up with innovative recipes. And the Instagram is loaded with such recipes. The minute you see one reel, you'll get all the reels related to that. So you don't have to sit and find on Google also. Use Instagram to your benefit.
Yeah. But also, this shows that, switching from our normal mousse to a healthier mousse is possible.
It is possible. You can do
Just take that leap. Just take that one step.
You also have fruit coated desserts. You just have to dip fruit in the chocolate sauce and freeze it. When the kids can do this.
Yeah, it becomes activity and then it becomes like a healthy fun as well.
Exactly. So there are healthy alternatives. You just have to take that one step forward. And you have to be ready to make that change during the preparation.
This podcast is all about how we can help mothers or cook, whosoever it is, to take that one step forward to make healthier food for the
definitely.
home. As you're speaking about healthier tiffins, placing and making a healthier tiffin
box.
Tiffin box. We have spoken about the fruit, the vegetable, and the ratio of it.
Yes.
And also healthy dessert that we could give to them, or we can give them in a tiffin box.
Boxes.
Laddus and all.
Yes, homemade laddus. Yes, definitely. Jaggery ones. Yes.
Jaggery ones.
Dry fruit laddus you can make.
Yeah, but a lot of times it's also on kids' mood, right?
Yeah. Kids are
Tiffin
moody.
comes back. So how to deal with that?
First thing you need to, when your kid is in the mood, you need to speak to them first. Like, okay, what about this meal that I didn't like? Sit with a man, and ask them, did you have a problem with the texture, the flavor, or the form? What was it? Right? So you will understand that where the problem lies. So then you have to come up with if they have a problem with the spices, then you change the spices. If they have a problem with the form, you change the form. Right? So kids, or if they have a problem with the color, you change the color. These are only 3 things kids are concerned about. And the amount you put. Was it the amount that was too intimidating for you? Then you reduce the amount.
Do they reply like a small kid?
Yeah, they do reply. I asked them, like, why did you bring it back? I mean, what didn't you like about it? So my daughter once told me the fried rice wasn't the same that you made last time. So I realized like I had changed the recipe a bit. So maybe she didn't like that part. So then I got back to the original recipe, then she finished it. Or the lemon was less, or whatever. She'll come and tell me, or the quantity was less or more. Why did you put so much? Then next time I reduce the quantity.
Right.
So you just need to question them when they're in the mood. Okay, what about it you didn't like? This is the plate method.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the Howard eating plate method. So you have the proteins, in which you have your dals, you have your nuts, you have your seeds, right? You have your paneer. These are the whole grains where you have your rice, roti, paratha, fruits and vegetables by default. All your vegetables will come here. So if you want to follow the Ayurveda method, make sure that you don't do this combination. Fruits, leave it alone. This entire part will be your vegetables.
Right.
This can be a puree also, your vegetable puree. If your kid doesn't like vegetables, make the puree part more.
Okay.
Right? So if you're making a paratha, for example, then you use paneer here, or you use dal, and then you have your vegetables and you have your paratha. So it's a complete meal.
Right.
And when you're feeding your child, you speak to them about the color. What do you see? How do you feel when you touch it? What do you hear? They will analyze it. How is the smell? We eat through our senses. The minute and you connect with food through your senses. Allow your child to be a little messy. It's fine. That cleaning can happen later. But the minute they start connecting with food, they're going to enjoy the food. They're going to get more nutrients from the food.
Right.
Your mind and your gut is connected.
Yeah.
The minute you start thinking, I don't like this food, you're not going to get that nourishment from that food. Your gut will refuse to accept that absorption. Absorption also won't happen. Because your mind and your body is connected, your gut. But the minute you say, I like this food, you are going to get your nutrients.
So our relationship with food has to be really
improved.
strong.
Yes.
It should improve.
Yes.
And kids should know from the beginning.
No gadgets with this. No gadgets with food. Because what happens if kids get distracted, that mind-body connection goes away, and they're eating for the sake of eating, and it will take a long time, and it's hard for the parents also or the caretaker. So when they sit to eat on the table, switch off everything. Sit
Yeah.
with them, talk to them about how it's made. Discuss with them, tell them a story about it.
Include them in the meal
Yes.
prep as well,
It-
and eat
yeah.
with them so they see us
Eat with them,
eating.
yes. The minute you eat with them, and they'll see, right? So that's very important that kids are connected with food. With the younger ones, you can even take the raw ingredients and tell them what this food is made up of. They can do activities with that.
Yeah.
I did that with my older daughter. I took raw rice, I took raw dal. I allowed her to play with it while I was feeding her. So she knows that this is cooked with this. So that's how they get connected. Involve them in the household activity, like when you're organizing the fridge.
Yes.
Ask them to help you. So they'll keep questioning. Kids are they are really curious. So the minute you answer their questions, they will be excited about the meal.
And they'll connect it.
They'll connect with the food.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very important.
Right. Speaking about healthy eating, but healthy eating sometimes compromises the taste. So
Yes.
how to make healthy eating tasty?
Okay, how about we talk about the reverse? How do you make tasty food healthy? The taste comes from the spices.
Right.
That's the core. Whatever taste you get is from the spices.
Yeah.
You don't touch that. Whatever the spice mix you have designed for your recipe, keep that the same. Change the main ingredient. Right? So, for example, when I spoke about the red veg dal puree, when you're making a Punjabi recipe, add this in that. Add the red veg dal puree in your Punjabi recipe. Remove the cream. You don't need the cream to give that creaminess to your gravy. It can come from we're already adding cashews, so that's there. And we're already going to have paneer. You don't need more animal product, right? So you are going to get that creaminess. The way you cook the recipe needs to be altered completely, but keep the spice mix same, right? So by adding the red veg dal puree, you already made your 50% gravy healthy,
Yeah.
right? True. Similarly with roti, as I said, the recipe,
Yeah.
you're not altering the taste. You just made that roti healthier. Again, with kids, pizza also can be made healthier at home with the roti base. Imagine having that red with dal puree roti dough. You're making the roti, making it on the pan, adding that healthy pizza sauce, and you're changing the cheese mix. So instead of, for example, if you want to make Italian pizza, you take 50% homemade paneer and 50% mozzarella cheese. And you combine that. So you reduce the salt,
Right.
you added paneer, and you've hidden the vegetables in the puree already. And sometimes you can even finely dice the vegetable mix in the gravy. You don't have to show the vegetables on top. So they are having what you want to give them.
Right.
So it's a healthier version of pizza.
Yeah, this is great version of pizza because pizza is something everybody loves.
Yeah.
And this modification, if I can actually make a cheese loaded pizza, healthier pizza.
Yeah, definitely
It's
you
a
can.
win-win for
You can make
everybody.
a paratha pizza, you can make a bhakri pizza, whatever you want. Even with bhakri dough, you need to knead it with the dal puree. You won't need that oil in the bhakri.
Mold.
You won't need
right?
it. You won't need it. To all my clients, I've given this recipe and they said there is no difference. I mean, same taste आवे से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
Taste is not compromised.
No, it's not. And imagine you're removing that so much fat that you're adding in the bhakri. You're a bhakri lover. You want to have your bhakri. You're removing the oil and adding the puree. And that puree, and the dal also has been cooked the way it has to be cooked, like soaked overnight and
Pressure cooker.
Yes,
things
yes.
like that. Right. So by these small cues, we can change a recipe and make it tasty.
yeah, you're not compromising with the taste. You're just making it more nutritious. The taste will be the same. Trust me. You're not changing much with the spices. That's the
Right.
same.
But when we talk about taste, there's this thing about hotel food.
Yeah.
Kids are there, but we as
adults also we like it.
also eat a lot of hotel food.
Yes.
So how to pick the right kind of healthier foods when we go to a hotel?
Right. So depending now, there are many healthier alternatives in restaurants also. So you have to pick the ones where you know they are serving clean, good food. So in Ahmedabad, you already have such restaurants. Also, when you go to a restaurant, you prefer meals that don't have much cream or much maida in it. For example, if you're ordering Punjabi, instead of those naans, and you order fulka roti, simple fulka roti, right? If you're somebody who goes to restaurants every week, then yes, you have to switch to healthier alternatives. But if you're somebody who visits restaurant only once a month, then you can relish that food as it is, but cover it up in your next meal when you come home. Or the next day. Your next day should be a cover-up meal. So I like to call it this trick or treat meal. So you have your treat meal and the next day will be a trick meal to cover up that treat meal.
Right.
So it's up to you and up to your life. It depends on your lifestyle, how frequent you're eating outside.
Right.
So if you're frequently eating outside, then yes, you have to go for the healthier alternatives. So you just do starters and desserts, for example. You don't eat the main course, or just do the main course. Skip the dessert.
Yeah.
So that mindful eating has to be there. You have to make that choice. How you have to go about it.
From a dietitian's perspective, how should an ideal meal planning be like when we have to start from a Monday to a Saturday and a Sunday as well?
Okay. So if you're planning a meal from Monday to Sunday, you make sure that everything is covered. So for example, on Mondays, if you say you plan roti sabji, you select the sabji from the list that you get, because there are many types of vegetables available in the market, right? And they all belong to different families.
Yeah.
Right? Then on Tuesdays, you again plan, say, gash, right? Now it's summer, so the more curd you consume, the better. So gash and what goes with that? Ringan dana no shak. Normally people have that. And so that can be one meal. On Wednesdays, keeping in mind that most people believe that moong should be cooked on Wednesday. You can be curry day. Wednesday can be a curry day. So you can cook your moong then.
Yeah.
So you'll know that when to sprout your moong.
Right.
So if we know every Wednesday I'm going to cook curry, you will pre-prepare for sprouting also. And all beans actually needs to be sprouted, not just whole moong. Right? So on Wednesday you planned curry, say. Then on Thursday you can plan your leguminous vegetables. So maybe dal dhokli or Gujarati dal or with any other chori no shak or etc. If you don't want to have gawar. And on Fridays can be your beans day, for example, your kathor day. Now that also needs to be sprouted. On Wednesday you need to soak your sprouts.
Right.
Your beans. You need to sprout them on Thursday, then you can have it on Friday. So that
soaking is not enough. We have to sprout them to
increase the nutritional value. It increases the fiber content, increases the vitamin C content. And sprouting is a much better way to consume your beans.
Right.
And the way you soak also is very important. So on Fridays you have that. On Saturdays you can do again saragwano shak, drumstick curry. Right?
And also when we incorporate these, the kids will also enjoy and have a different palate.
Yes, and that stress of aaj su banao, that's gone. That's a daily quarrel in every house. Whether it's lunch, dinner, kya banaye, and there's always repetition if you don't have planning. And the common vegetables that are always being repeated is bhindi, cauliflower and cabbage. With cauliflower in your last podcast I've seen is the highest pesticide-rich food.
Yeah.
And you're consuming that on daily basis.
Yeah.
Right? So that part also needs to be taken care of before pre-preparation.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. And on Sundays usually on Sundays on Saturdays I do dal bati because my kids like it and I make them sleep on Saturdays. Okay. That's the reason why I plan dal bati on Saturdays. Right. So they can sleep well. And Sundays is drumstick sabji for them.
Right. And so this is the lunch
yes,
plan.
That's the lunch plan.
But how is the dinner plan? Menu planning like?
So it's like cuisine wise. So because we are Gujaratis, whatever your local cuisine is, that has to be on alternate days for sure. So on every Monday we have South Indian because everybody in my house likes South Indian. So that has to be once in a week. Every Tuesday compulsory it's Gujarati. So my kids know it's Tuesday I'm going to get Gujarati. It's going to be bhakri shaka, paratha, shak and khichdi. Right? On Wednesdays, we have Punjabi. I just made a switch because of my husband's schedule. He has cricket twice in a week. So he didn't want to have something heavy. So I just made that minor switch. So on Wednesdays, we have Punjabi, something light. And on Thursdays, again, I was Gujarati farsan.
Okay.
With pulao and soup.
Right. Like a muthia and stuff.
Any farsan. You select from the farsan list whatever you like. So that's decided.
Okay.
And with that, we have something pulao, rice-based dish with it. Right? So on Fridays we have Indian street. So whatever you like. Again for that I need to pre-order the pav one day before. So I usually prefer sourdough pavs because it has 80% less gluten. And 100% whole wheat. And I know a baker who makes it and who brings it home.
Yeah.
So we've switched to that.
Find the right source.
Yes, I found the right source.
ingredients as well.
Yes. Even for sandwiches, I prefer buying baker's dozen bread because it's 100% whole wheat. It's not gluten free, but it's 100% whole wheat, zero maida bread.
Right.
And they don't use palm oil or any hydrogenated oil. So that's the switch I've made in my family. I don't buy any packet breads from outside other than that. And on Saturdays, again Gujarati Day, again something light, because on Sundays we have once in a week from outside. So Saturdays has to be something light. So that my kids are like, tomorrow is Sunday, we're going to get something from outside. Today I have to eat this khichdi.
Right.
So
So
kids
balance
actually
it out.
Yes, it's balanced out.
What is the safe challenge like?
So it includes making modification in your sleep, your activity, your food, and your fluids. Right, the way you eat and everything, your eating habits and the fluids.
Right.
So there's a weekly challenge that you take, you make those changes, and you see people, you will reduce those extra 1 to 2 kilos maybe, but you will feel better. The safe challenge will make you feel better as a person.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what the challenge is.
Understood. So that's brilliant way to find to know what our body likes
Yes.
and what can we follow and where should we stop, right?
Yes, it'll help you connect to yourself more.
Yeah.
And diet is basically, it's funny how diet actually is derived from the Greek word diete, which means lifestyle. So we've restricted diet only to meals. Diet is actually an entire lifestyle modification that needs to be done in sleep, activity, and food. Activity is not just physical, it's mental, social, everything.
Right.
So you need to find that right balance between the three. When you find that right balance, that minute you're going to feel healthy. You're going to achieve your right weight.
Yeah.
So that journey of finding the right balance will help you lose weight. If you're
Right.
going to make weight loss your target, you're not going to achieve it. But if you're going to make finding the right balance your target and feeling better about yourself,
Yeah.
that will be the consequence of,
Feeling better, healthier from within
yes, that's more
can
important.
help us transform our lives.
Yes.
That is wonderful. It's good to know how food and things around food
Yes.
affect our body and our mind so much.
Yeah, because they're connected.
Yeah, of course.
Mind and body is connected, especially the gut. And the reason why everybody is having more neurological issues or depression is because the gut is not healthy. The minute the gut is healthy, everything is going to be okay.
Yeah.
So that's
And
how.
there are small tricks and tips to
Yes.
improve our gut health.
For example, with dals, as I said,
Yeah.
normally we soak kathod in normal water at night. Supposed to be soaked in hot water at night. The minute you soak in hot water at night, in the morning you will see the layer of foam. Those are saponins.
Yeah.
Those saponins are going to hinder your gut health.
So that's the reason we soak our dals.
The dals also need to be soaked at night. And if you check, the dals in normal water, when you soak it at night, the next morning again you will find that typical smell or that layer of foam. Those smells are lectins and saponins. You need to wash it thoroughly, discard it until the smell goes, and that dal is not going to hinder your gut.
Right.
It's just something so small that's going to make a major difference in your body.
Yes.
Because normally in gut diet, if you've seen any gut meal plan, they'll ask you to avoid dals. The only reason being because people don't follow this step.
Yeah. And there is gas issues and bloating.
That also will go away the minute you follow this step.
I think definitely these tips, if these small tips can help transform our lives and make us feel better, then why not do it?
Yes. And just 2 minor modifications and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, that's a brilliant insight, and I think we all should follow it.
Yeah.
And on that note, we bring ourselves to the end of the podcast, where we have learned all about mindful eating, all the cues on how to make kid eat healthy, how to cook healthy, how to transform our health, which starts from transforming
The
our kitchen.
yes, definitely.
So it was wonderful to have you here at our podcast, and we are so happy to have you at our store, Food Pharmacy.
Thank you so much.
And we would like if you can just share any tips to a mother who's cooking for their kids.
Yes.
What should she be thinking, and she should not be worried about
Yeah.
this food. So any tips for that?
So for mothers, you just have to take it easy and prepare things ahead. Your kids can also have if they like any junk food, you can create a healthy version of that. For example, at Food Pharmacy, you can find the Wicked, the new noodles that they've come up with. Instant noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you use that noodles which is maida free, and your kids' craving also will be satisfied, and you also won't be concerned about their health. So there are sauces and all in the market. You can buy those true sauces.
Yes.
Yeah, they are healthier version. So please do visit Food Pharmacy and buy these products because it's going to change your life. I've been a frequent visitor here, and my favorite products are these noodles. Naturally, yours noodles, the Wicked noodles, the peanut butter, the Nutella. All of these products I bought from, and the true sauces.
Yeah.
Slurp Farm products, they are a big hit. So
Yeah.
please invest in healthier products, and you won't be worried about your kids' health anymore.
Yeah, perfect. Great. On that note, we'll end the session and